panel we're looking at now is the oldest panel at this site, and there are some estimates to suggest that this could date back all the way to the Ice Age. Now, this corridor that we're going through juts up against the Uinta Mountains, and we know for a fact from artifacts that have gone back and forth since ancient times that there were stone that was used in Wyoming. We call it banded tiger chert, and this banded tiger chert was very valuable. It was very useful for hunting, and it was used since the Ice Age. But as different tribes became more elaborate in their trade routes, that was traded from Wyoming through the Uinta Mountains north of us here and on southward down all the way down to Mexico. We found banded tiger chert that has been properly chemically assessed to be from Wyoming, that made it all the way to offering pits that the Aztec Empire had in central Mexico. So this area that we are in, this was a corridor, a trade corridor that connected eventually all the way from Wyoming all the way down to Mexico. And from ancient times onward, people always left their mark here. Now these panels, these pictographs that we see up here, they're a style that's very unique and very old. A lot of times when we try to understand some of this rock art, there's patterns that we see. There's certain tribes and certain cultures would have certain images that we would see very often. For example, the people we call the Fremont people very frequently had bighorn sheep. We always see that at Fremont sites. And there are Fremont petroglyphs just, of course, around the corner here. But these are much older. They're painted, and likely how they were painted on was with hide glue. So red ochre was taken and it was mixed with hide glue, which is granulized and boiled rawhide, and it makes a glue and a paint at the same time that, as you can see, will last through the eons. So this is a beautiful site, very unique and very odd. This is one of my favorite pictograph sites in the Intermountain West and in the Southwest of the United States because they're so unique. They almost look alien, some of them, and I absolutely love this site. There's no place quite like this in America. When we're looking at any of these ancient rock art sites, one of the very important things is we remember to show a lot of respect. Now, sadly, a lot of people do leave their mark, which is not good. So the nice thing is that this site, there's actually a hidden camera, and the camera itself is set up kind of like a game cam with also cameras pointing at the parking lot. It's covered up and it's beautifully painted to look like a rock. So if you come in here and deface these rocks, then you're on camera and they're going to track you down and track your license plate down and get you. It's sad that we have to go these kind of measures. Again, anciently, when it comes to rock art, people would leave their mark, and people would come 50 years later, 100 years later, 1,000 years later and leave their mark over it, and people have been doing that for eons. But we're in a digital age, we're in an era where we want to preserve our past and preserve this history. It's really important that we don't actually touch or damage or deface any of these rock art panels in any way, no matter where they are. I'm glad that this place does have hidden cameras, because that has helped kind of curtail some of the problems that we have. But again, it should just be human nature. Leave them alone, just enjoy them, look at them, and don't disturb them.